Hello, everybody, and welcome to another English class here on Verbling.com. My name is Lisa, and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling. I'm from the United States. I live in the state of Washington. And in this hour, we're going to be having a speaking class. We're going to be talking about current events in your country and around the world, anything we want to talk about, actually. So it's for people who want to practice their speaking skills. So if you have a reservation, you can use your reservation now. If you don't have a reservation but you want to join us in just a minute, you will see the Join Class button, and then you can click on it and then come into the Google Hangouts here. You do have to be a Verbling member, though, so you can do that by joining, or you can buy some tickets, or you can try the free 7-day trial. Lots of different ways to check it out. So hi guys, welcome. Hi, Chow, you made it.
I think so. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Yes, no problem.
Right, right.
Antonio, how are you this morning? Or this
Hello,
evening?
teacher. Hello, everyone. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, great. And Danny, how are you? Maybe it's still loading for you. Hi, Danny. I don't hear you yet, so as soon as maybe if it finishes loading, you can talk to see if it works. We want to make sure that your microphone works before we get started. Okay, hold on, guys. Let's see. Let me just tell him I can't hear you yet, Danny. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. Some other people might join us, but this is a speaking class, and it's mainly, I thought we could just have a conversation about whatever topics we want. I have some links that I already posted in the Verbling chat, possible topics we could discuss. Also, some videos we could watch together. I have a couple of different videos short videos that we could watch and then discuss that. So I'm just going to check in with people and see what people want to talk about today. Pran, hi, how are you? Pran, how are you? Welcome. I can't hear you or Danny yet. So I heard Chow and I heard Antonio, but not Pran or Danny yet. Oh, okay, Danny. Danny, the best thing to do to try to figure out what the problem is first of all just to refresh or to reload your page. Sometimes there's a little glitch or something. So if you just press reload or refresh, and then that'll take you out, and then you'll come back in. Sometimes that resets it. Some other problems sometimes are if you're using headphones, your headphone input is maybe messed up. Sometimes I can't hear or it doesn't work. You could also check your microphone settings. So if your output is on mute or something like that, it could be that problem. So you can try that. And Pran, is yours working yet? Your microphone? Hi, Rebecca, how are you?
Hello, fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. Welcome to class.
Thank
Rebecca,
you.
where are you from?
I'm from Spain, but currently I'm living in the UK.
Oh, okay.
I've been living here for almost 1 year.
Great. Are you working there or just learning English, or what are you doing?
I'm trying to improve my English, and my plan is I think I'll be staying here until summer.
Okay, wonderful. Are you enjoying it? Do you like the
Yes,
UK?
yes, a new experience, new people, new culture,
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Nice.
Different weather, perhaps?
Well, to be honest, not too
No?
different from my
Not too.
region in Spain. No,
Oh.
because I'm from the north,
Oh.
so
Yeah, you're
north is
used
as
to a little
well is yeah,
colder weather.
raining and cold. It's like here. Actually, I like this weather.
Oh, great. Well, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And Danny and Pran, of course, you can stay in, but if you want to participate by speaking, I have to figure out the microphone problem. So I don't know. how you want to do that. You can try refreshing your page if you want. So I put up, let me just show you. So this is about current events. So current events means what's happening in the world. And, you know, some people like to watch the news, read the news, see what's happening, and some people don't. So I understand both points of view. And some people, of course, are only interested in some things, not everything that's going on in the world. Of course, with the internet nowadays and social media, we have lots and lots and lots of information about pretty much everything that's happening around the world. But if you look at some of the major websites, news agencies, there are some big stories that are happening, and you can pretty much find out about those bigger stories on any website. So if you go to the BBC, like here, or if you go to the New York Times or NPR, or any of the English language websites, you'll probably be seeing the same type of news. So I thought we could go ahead and just go through some of these stories and hear about them, talk about them, and see what you guys know about them. So the first one I was thinking about was Chow, was related to you, and that was you just mentioned that in China now they're cracking down on the internet. So tell us a little bit about that, and then everybody can kind of put their opinion in and say what they know about it.
Okay.
Let me give the link to that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. China had. Okay, Xingyu, you made it. Okay, that's good. Okay, I talked to him about the class about the program, and
Okay, cool.
it has been after New China was founded, they blocked the internet from some foreign websites, including YouTube and Google Hangout.
Okay.
But before 1 month ago, we can still use some VPN and to
Yeah.
access this internet. That was how did I do? How
Oh, I did
English
it.
is get my
Your
English is
Spanish
getting
is getting in the way.
yes. That is how did I do for the past 3 years. But
Uh-huh.
nowadays, they start to crack down the VPN, which means that for lots of Chinese, they cannot access to the internet. And I start to I found that 3 days ago because my VPN service doesn't work and the website disappeared. Then I
Mm.
thought that maybe they just steal our money and they went
Uh-huh.
away.
Oh.
But it turns out that it's not the case. It is because a huge crackdown
Mm.
and most of the VPN service, including some foreign service, just cannot support
Mm.
anymore, and that is very sad.
And why do you think they're cracking down now? Like
Uh,
what has changed?
the since the new government, there was a new, we have a new president,
Oh.
quote unquote president, and we have a new government, and
Okay.
is that a change? It's become more, I don't know, liberal in United States sense. I mean, is become more left, so
Uh-huh.
that crack down the internet and crack down the freedom of speech and the free access to the internet,
Mm.
and they want to make they claim that they want to make China more stable,
Mm.
but it's just diminish the civil liberty.
Uh-huh.
So that is why they did that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. To maybe feeling like Chinese citizens were getting too much access to
Information,
too
yeah.
much information from the West or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Jinyu, has that been your experience? Has it been difficult for you to get on websites that you want to get on because of this?
And I totally agree with Chow.
Mm-hmm.
I have the similar situation like Chow, but
Mm-hmm.
we are using the different VPN. My
Mm.
VPN doesn't has this problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And what are people like you in China saying about this? Can anybody protest or, complain or try something new? Or do you have any, what are your choices now?
Mm, in my opinion, most of people want to get the freedom of internet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but we have the strongest government, and we have the strongest government. It often punish the people who want to get the freedom from the internet.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Does anybody ever get in trouble? Like if the government knows you're using a VPN to access like YouTube or Facebook or something, do you have to pay a fine or something like that, or no?
Uh, and I have some students.
Mhm.
They are studying in the college. Uh, a month ago, they used the VPN. Uh, the the officials in their college found this. Uh, the tho- those students are prohibited
Mm.
from using the VPN.
Mm. Now
Mm,
they're like watching them. They know that they
And
were using that. Okay. Yeah.
mm, cur- currently, I was using the VPN secretly. I
Mhm.
don't. I never told anyone about this.
Mm. Mhm.
Mm,
Mhm.
eh, I I feel very sorry for using VPN lately.
Yeah. So if you're using a VPN, Chow, is it something that you don't tell anybody? Like you have to keep it
Mm.
pretty secret?
Uh, Teacher, I have
Yes.
the last sentence I want to say.
Okay.
Uh, if I if I if I had the chance to get the VPN earlier, I would master English earlier.
Oh, because that's helping you to access sites like Verbling.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
And mm, the teaching methods in China, oh,
Mhm.
uh, the way of learning English in China is very traditional. Most
Mm.
of students only focus on the grammar rules
Ah,
instead of pronunciation and speaking.
speaking. Yeah.
Mm. Uh, Actually, English is very different from Chinese.
Yes, quite
The,
different.
uh, the, the nature of English is the sound language. Is
Mm.
the sound language.
Mhm. We say a tonal
But,
language.
mm, but Chinese
Oh.
is the character language. Do you know?
Characters. Uh-huh. Yeah, you use characters, yeah, for written.
We have the different language.
Very different. Yes, that's true.
Mm, But using the VPN, we share the same value.
Mm. Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
All of us like the freedom, like you.
Like the freedom. Sure, I understand. Yeah.
And I can't bear this stupid government.
Very
But
frustrating. Yeah.
I have nothing to do this.
hmm
I
Yeah.
I have nothing on doing this.
Right.
I feel very sorry about this.
hmm
And
Yeah. Definitely.
and when when I was younger,
hmm
I I I was totally cheated by our government.
Mm.
They don't tell the common people the truth.
Mm. hmm
They totally cheated on their people.
Cheated
Oh,
the younger
teacher,
people. Yeah.
I, and I my mm, my emotion is very sensitive. I'm
Mm.
sorry for that.
That's okay. I understand. No, it's very
Uh,
frustrating. No,
uh,
I think other students understand as well. Antonio, let me bring you into conversation. I want everybody to be able to speak this hour, of course. Just related to this topic, Antonio, in Spain, does the government ever block any websites? Has that been a problem in Spain, or do you pretty much have access to the internet, free access?
I can imagine this kind of matters here in Europe. I think it's like in USA. If the governments um, try to to ban a website, or it's
hmm
impossible to think about it in Europe. I think in people, Chinese people
hmm
have to run a long way to get freedom, and not because they have to lead a revolution against his
Mm.
government.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's when Western people who enjoyed these and have fought maybe for these freedoms that we have, we look at the people in China and want them to enjoy the same kinds of freedoms that we have, but it definitely seems like there has to have a big change against the current government. Rebecca, have you had any problems with internet access or anything, being Spanish or living in the UK? Would you agree with Antonio that that would be like you wouldn't even have to worry about that? Or
I never been worried about that, because we live in a democratic country,
mm-hmm.
and that kind of thing never happen here. It's something you can think about it because it's I don't know the word in English. Let me check something. Um,
Like
in something,
mhm.
improbable. Improbable?
Incredible or like
No, improbable.
improbable? Yeah, yeah, sure, improbable.
Improbable,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we have free speech, and
Uh-huh.
of course internet and access to every social media without any problem.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. Even though maybe sometimes our governments might wish that they could block us from certain types of information that we get on the internet.
Yeah, that is a kind of, news. One person can believe everything in the news, or cannot. It's up to the person.
Yes, yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, people would be very upset if their governments, the Western governments, like European governments in the United States, started to actually block
Wow.
sites. Yeah.
Okay, the third world war here. Right now, everyone is too addicted to social media, you know.
Yeah, we need Facebook.
It's
Right.
our life right now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Danny, let's see. Did you get your microphone working? And I hear some noise in the background, but I'm not sure who it's from. Rebecca, maybe I'm gonna mute you to see if that helps. Yeah, nope. Danny, are you talking? I can't hear you. Let me try muting you, and then you can unmute. There, that didn't work. Okay. All right. Sampan, how are you doing? Welcome.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Where are you from?
From Thailand.
Thailand. So we were just
Yeah.
our first topic that we were discussing a little bit was you can see on my screen in China right now they've been blocking the internet, and they've done that for a while, but a lot of people had been able to access the internet with VPN, so a way to kind of mask what you're doing on the internet so that you can you can access these other websites like Facebook and Verbling and Google and stuff. In Thailand, do you have any problems with getting onto websites on the internet? Are there any things that are blocked? Any websites?
Normally, it's open. I think every website I can access.
Mm-hmm.
But some website that in Thailand, I think it's not problem.
No problem. Okay, so as far as you know, you can go to any website you want. Yeah.
Yes. Most likely.
Most likely. Good. Okay. Oh, Chow, you can use different IPs from different countries, like
Yes,
as if it
that is
were coming. Yeah.
that is a part of the function of VPN.
Yes.
So I can, it's very funny and interesting because it's like jumping from one zone into another zone. Because when I use the VPN, I can choose the location I can use, which haven't been which has a free access to the internet. Like the day after yesterday, I used the IP location of Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong was blocked.
Oh no!
And blocked in China. Then I changed it to Taiwan, and one day after Taiwan was blocked, also. So I changed it to Thailand yesterday. But now the speed of the Thailand is getting very slow. So today I changed it into, I don't know, somewhere in Europe. So I don't know how long will it be good. So I don't know.
Ciao. I totally agree with you.
You have the same feeling.
For every day, I have to try many times to access to the internet.
Yeah, trying different countries.
Yes, try different countries.
Yeah. Okay, what about this, you guys? I don't know what you guys have been reading about or thinking about, but what happened in Paris with the cartoonists that got shot and killed by the radical Islamists. And then now we have protests. We had rallies to support free speech, freedom of expression, and now in other places we're having rallies to support the idea that you shouldn't be joking about or drawing pictures, I guess, of Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad. And I just wanted to check in with you guys to see what you guys think about this. Antonio, have you been reading about this? Do you have any opinions either way about freedom of speech? Is it okay for those guys to do what they were doing? And what do you think?
I think it's a very controversial issue because
Yes.
people, the Pope of the Catholic Church
Uh-huh.
last week, or I don't know if it's this week, have started to talk about if someone injured me, I'm going to punch him. Yes,
Okay.
he said,
Yeah.
someone talk about my mother, I'm going to hit his face. I think it's a very controversial debate. I think people have to be courteous and well mannered without other religions.
Uh-huh.
Always we know that Muslim religion ban to draw or to film or to make photos about the Prophet Muhammad or his sacred figures or sacred personalities or character.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in my opinion, we have to respect his opinions, his thoughts, his beliefs, but is evidently the fact of killing people is horrible. We have to fight against these beliefs or these thoughts. Um, it's very controversial. I think I don't have an opinion against or for, but evidently I am against the force between someone or between everyone, against everyone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think we have to like the Pope said, we have to respect the others and don't make jokes about his
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, his beliefs, or his gods. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very kind of fine line about how you talk about this, because in this article it says he was just saying that the satirists of Charlie Hebdo who were massacred in Paris had it coming. That's a really strong word there, because it means like you would expect that they would get hurt or injured or maybe even killed because of what they were doing. And that's a type of, some people think that's maybe an old way of thinking about getting revenge, and that we say that in a civilized culture or society, people do not kill people just because they don't like what they're saying. And it's like that idea about when you're a child and somebody says something about your mother and you think you have to punch them in the face or something like that. So it's really interesting. Rebecca, what do you think about this? Have you been following this particular story at all in the news? What do you think about the
No,
idea of free speech?
the idea of Charlie, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the question?
Yeah, just what do you think about this issue about these guys who got killed because they were satirists and they were creating cartoons that were, making fun of Islamic religion, and also specifically because they drew pictures of Muhammad?
Yeah, okay. This was in this case, this
Yeah.
was the reason, But I think the big problem here is there are two sides,
Yeah.
and it's like there's for me it's like there's a war between those two sides.
Mhm. Mhm.
The other one from Europe, and the part from in this case Catholic people. But I think extremist, can I say extremist Muslim, Islamic extremist, how do
Yes.
you call?
Yes. Islamic extremists. Yeah.
Extremists don't respect, they don't have any, they are really dangerous because they don't have a really point of you know, it's like for them nothing matters. Just
Mhm. Mhm.
they want to kill people and just get his way, always their
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Try to have to do the things they want, but that is not
Yeah.
our way to do it, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what exactly. That's what the supporters of Charlie Hebdo, whether or not they agree or they like exactly what they were doing in terms of the cartoons or the commentary, just the idea that you're free to express yourself and you don't need to be killed because of your expression. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, it's a free speech, of course, and for us it's our right here in Europe and in America, I think
Yes.
as well, no. But for
Yes.
them, they don't have any respect for that, but because they don't respect anything, for them it's like a war, and they just want to kill, and just cut off us. Can I say that?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our ideas, yes.
Yes. Right. They want. Yeah. Sampan, what about in Thailand? Is there any problem with free speech in Thailand, or does the government crack down on people who, say certain things or write about certain things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Normally, we can talk almost everything except about monarchy, about the
Okay.
king.
About the
Yeah,
king. Okay. Mhm.
yeah. There are there are illegal if we say some bad thing about the king.
About the king. Yeah. So that won't be
Yeah,
okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. So there's no like questioning or criticizing the king.
yeah. It's not allowed in Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Danny, did you get the microphone to work? I know you tried refreshing it again.
Sorry.
No, I was just checking in with another student, Danny, to see if his microphone was working.
Okay.
Chow. Okay, it's broken. Chow, what do you think about the whole thing of the Charlie Hebdo attacks and this idea of do you think it's more important to have free speech or more important to respect people's religions?
Uh, okay, I think the free speech is a premise for for respecting the religion,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a line. There's a very important thing about the free speech is that in one sense that the free speech is not for the people who hold
Mm-hmm.
the popular view, but
Mm-hmm.
for the people
Mm-hmm.
who the majority hate most, and for the people who is most controversial, for the
Uh-huh.
people who maybe are somewhat terrible.
Uh-huh.
It is for them,
Yeah.
because if it isn't there for them, some days it wouldn't be there for us, for
Right.
our majority. So that is very important to notice. And I think I don't in I highly respect for the Islam religion. I have a good friend who is Islam,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
but when someone's I don't think it's a very good, or I'm now endorsing what did Charlie do, to sarcastic
Mm-hmm.
their sarcastic Muhammad,
Yeah.
and the way they do that is now some way I like it, but they have the right to do so. And if
Mm-hmm.
the other side of the people don't like it, they can
Mm-hmm.
pan another picture of Charlie,
Yeah.
and they can fire back, but don't use the gun and don't kill other people. That is
Mm-hmm.
something out of the bound, and that is something is very evil.
Yeah.
So. Uh, that's it. Yeah, and also when these things happen, people kind of point their finger to the whole religion, and that is not good. People criticize the whole religion, and I don't think that is good. And extremist and terrorist is just terrorist. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's now it cannot represent the whole religion. So,
Mm-hmm.
and some politicians may use this opportunity to invoke a war, or that is something maybe even more dangerous than these things per se. So
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's interesting what you said because I think you just said that you didn't think it was okay to criticize a religion, but maybe it is. I mean, that's the idea is that even the Christian church a long time ago was different. It was much more, let's say, extreme, fundamentalist, and because of even people within their own religion protesting, criticizing, asking for changes, things like that, it has changed. So I think the idea that you mentioned in the beginning is really important. There are some people who hold what we call like the minority beliefs about something, and sometimes it's it might actually be that in the future they hold the majority because like change starts somewhere is what I'm saying. So a couple of hundred years ago with Christianity, change started, and now you have lots of different ways of being Christian, some very fundamentalist and some much more modern or progressive, and maybe the Islamic Church is feeling, or the Islamic religion is feeling that kind of pressure also within the itself, within the people who practice that religion. Maybe some of them don't. They're not all radical. So they
Yeah,
have
yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
opinions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I said is that I wasn't talking about the Chinese
Okay.
criticize. I
Uh-huh.
said that some people may throw their anger, when these things happen, they may
Ah,
throw their anger to the whole religion, to other
I
Muslim.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was that talking about. So, and I saw some accident happen.
Mhm.
Some people from France. They attack other Muslims, and
Mhm.
who are very innocent,
Mhm.
and that is something is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xinyu, what do you think about this? And being in China, where we're just talking about how you don't have free access to the internet, what do you think personally about free speech? Is it important for people to have the right to voice their opinions, even if they're critical or they're not the mainstream opinion?
And in our country,
Mm-hmm.
we have many minorities.
Mm-hmm.
We have the different religions. We
Mm-hmm.
should respect the different religions.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Respect the religions. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. Antonio, let me go back to you. Is there any new thing happening in Spain recently? I know that there had been like a lot of charges of corruption, things like that. What's the latest news from Spain?
Corruption is every day.
Okay.
It's in our everyday life. For example, yesterday they came up to the child to the jail Bárcenas, the former accountant of the party of the government, for
Uh-huh.
example.
Uh-huh.
And today, people are very worried about the Greeks elections
Oh yeah.
because a new party here in Spain is supporting the Syriza party of Greece.
Mm.
And tomorrow, the day of the the votations of
The elections.
elections in Greece. Our Spanish party support and help in the new party, the new left-wing party in Greece, Syriza, and we have some expectation about the results of the Greece election, because it could be translated the election for tomorrow, the results of the election for tomorrow in Greece here in Spain at this new party, because people didn't believe in this formation, but the last election they won a big figure of Europarlamentaries, parliamentaries from Europe. People say they didn't have they haven't they didn't have anyone, but I can remember, but I think he has 5 Euro parliamentaries, and this is the news here. Talking about the last issue, I think I write in the chat. No one came back from the other side to say that what religion is the right one. And back to the other side. No, Muslims and Catholics are wrong. The right religion is Buddhism. There is no problem. We can change our religion without problem.
Yeah. Too bad we don't know, huh? all of this fighting, everybody might be wrong. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And I talked to another student from Spain yesterday, and we were talking a little bit about this. So, Spain, we could say Spain has its eye on Greece to see what the citizens of Greece are going to want, and it has a lot to do with, of course, the economy and being a part of the European Union and the debt and all this type of stuff. So what do you think is going to happen, Antonio, if this left-wing party, Syriza, wins? What will that mean for Spain?
For Spain mean that nothing is impossible. I think we have to say the European Union to change his politics, his way of politics, and try to have a politic way like Obama in USA, for example. The governments have to invest money in health, in education. No more cuts, no more people are going to go to unemployment. Have to invest money. It's very difficult to understand the situation between Greece and Spain, because Greece is a small country. It's not very important. I think they are only 4 million people. The Spanish economy is I think there's the 4th or the 5th economy in the Eurozone. We are right now, I think, 45 million people. That's why we can translate the issue from the Greek from Spain. Greek is more like Ireland, for example. More or less, they have the same population.
Yeah.
But I think the citizens of the European Union, or better to say, the south of the European Union, have to shut out our governments and have to they have to make new invest in our country,
Investments. Yeah.
like USA. Uh,
Mm.
I think it's a proof that Obama and USA are right, and they solve this difficult situation of the subprimes and the default better than Europe.
Okay. Yeah. Rebecca, what do you think about that? Are you watching what's happening in Spain, or are you focused on England now? Rebecca? Rebecca, where'd you go? Okay. Antonio, are people worried that Greece will default on their debt?
I think people is going to fall, but here in the news we hear the politicians, the Greek politicians, and they
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, if Syriza win the elections, we are going to default."
Mm.
But what are you saying? If you are in the default,
Yeah.
you have to be more serious. If you are in the default, what you can threaten people with someone who is in it
Mm-hmm.
because they are very bad. You can go worse.
Yeah.
It's- you can threaten people if you are in the worst situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People, it doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to them. It's clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's another interesting one that's happening here in the United States, a totally different topic, and that is there are some young people that are either already Islamists or Muslims or just switching to Islam. And recently, this one young girl, a 19-year-old from Colorado, apparently she was new to Islam and learning about it, and she got recruited by some people in ISIS and was going to go to Syria to marry somebody in ISIS and to help them out or something like that. And now the United States government has sentenced her to jail. So she will be spending, I think it's 4 years in jail for wanting to go and help ISIS. And I'm wondering, what do you guys think about that? Because, you know, ISIS is what the U.S. government would define as a terrorist organization. And so to say that you're going to join it is now a crime. Chow, what do you think about that? Any ideas? Any thoughts? Have you heard about this? I just heard about
Um,
it.
I haven't watched the news,
Uh-huh.
but for me, I mean, ISIS is an evil organization because
Mm-hmm.
it killed people,
Yeah.
killed innocent people,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm based on my information about this news,
Yeah.
this girl hasn't done anything,
Right.
and she just claimed that she will join the ISIS and
Yes.
that didn't hurt anyone.
Right.
And if the government now has the government put her in the jail, or it's just a announcement? Or did
Yes,
government already
she
put?
is
Okay,
in jail. Yeah. Yeah. And
that
she's
yes,
yeah.
that would be a problem because that is a how do they say that? Pre-exam section? Pre
Is it what?
I forgot the term. That is
Mm-hmm.
a pre something sanction. Uh,
Sanction. Yeah, that's a pretty tough sanction or a harsh
now pre. I mean,
pray.
before the action was done, there was a term I forgot, but it's a
Oh, prior.
a
Prior.
prior, yes,
Prior
something
means
like
before.
that. Yeah.
Oh, pre.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the basic idea is that to assume that everyone is a criminal,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and put them in the jail. I think that is very problematic.
Yeah.
So, and that may connect it to the free speech as well.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it has an interesting, interesting, a joke I heard that if someone claims that I'll explode the whole universe, and
Mm-hmm.
no one will give a monkey to him or her. Everyone would think that she or her is paranoid. But if someone says that, I'll bomb this airport, everyone would, pay attention to that and may send her to the jail. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was a joke, but I don't know. I don't very support these kind of sanction or put people in the jail because the government assumes that she is a criminal
Yeah.
and she hasn't done anything wrong until now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because what are we defining as wrong, And that's what it's interesting about this case is because, like you're saying, she hasn't like hurt anybody. She didn't even go over there. She was just planning to. So that's at this point, it seems that is the crime. It's called the conspiracy to aid, I guess, or to help a known terrorist organization. So if they find out that you're even having the intention to somehow assist a terrorist organization, then you can be prosecuted and found guilty, and then go to jail like she is. Yeah, it's definitely interesting because it's like a preemptive thing. Uh, before
Yeah,
somebody.
that is a word. That is a
Oh,
word.
okay. Preemptive. Yeah, and usually we think of a preemptive strike. You hear that if you listen to the news sometimes. Militarily, if you go and strike before something happens, that's a preemptive strike. So the government is, we say, cracking down, which means they're trying to find these people, and then they are stopping them before they can even leave the United States or something. So this is interesting because this is happening in other countries around the world where some practicing Islamists, so kind of the people who support this radical idea of an Islamic State, they are going from countries like France or Morocco or other places to join ISIS. And so here in the U.S., I guess they're trying to. That's not legal. You cannot go and help a terrorist organization like that. Rebecca, are you back with us? Your microphone is muted, so I didn't know if you were there or not. Sinu, what do you think about this? Is this too harsh for a young girl, or do you think the United States government is taking appropriate action to stop other people from trying to go and help this movement, which, by the way, if other news related, apparently the airstrikes have already killed 6,000 ISIS fighters recently. So, at the same time that the United States government and France and other governments are fighting ISIS, there are people in these countries who want to go help them. So, do you think it's a good idea for the United States government to arrest these people?
Uh, uh, I I don't agree. I don't agree to. I don't agree to the action the
Mm-hmm.
U.S. government is taking.
Okay. Against this girl.
I oh I totally support this girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So do you think she has a right to go there if she wants to?
Uh, she has the freedom to do what she want to do.
Even if it's supporting terrorists?
uh, she she didn't take the actual action.
Yeah, she didn't.
It's
That's true.
it's only ideas in her mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. It's only in her mind, and so, but she was planning it. Yeah.
Uh, I think the U.S. government should take should take or should consider
Mm-hmm.
the other reason
Mm-hmm.
about this. The U.S. government should consider the other reasons about this.
Mm. Like what?
Uh, 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 the U.S. government should consider
Mm-hmm.
why this girl has this bad idea
Mm.
to support the C C C.
To support to find out why she wants to support them.
Yes, yes. Uh, the U.S. government should find the specific reason why
Mm.
this girl support the
Yeah.
bad person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe the USA education system has some kind of problem.
Well, some people think that she was being brainwashed by social media. She was on social media and she was learning about Islam, and what she learned about Islam led her to these other sites where she child,
Mm.
they should
Yes, yes,
block Facebook.
yes. Uh, mm, Child's idea is the good one.
Yeah.
I think the U.S. government should block the internet. They should learn the same way like the Chinese
The
government.
Chinese government. Okay.
Oh,
And
oh
then
teacher, I
yeah,
am joking. I'm
I
joking.
I know. I know. Antonio, what do you think about this? You,
Here
you
is
you mentioned something. Yes, they're trying to kind of make her an example, I would say.
yes, the police deter or the police arrest people.
Well, the police arrest people, but the prosecution, which would be like the lawyers for the government, they prosecute in order to deter.
The prosecution in order to deter.
Well,
Thank you.
that's what it means to, like, if you set an example of somebody, like they crack down on her, and that's showing people, like, if you're gonna do this, you have to know that you could be caught and also go to jail, because we're not going to tolerate this type of action. That's kind of the wording they would
And
say.
deter is regular verb.
To deter, yeah.
It's a regular verb.
Yeah, yeah. They try to deter. They're going to deter. They deterred. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the same here in Spain. We have two autonomous villages in Africa, and there are plenty of Muslim people and uh, people in the army, and this is a big problem for us right now because the police arrest yesterday two two couples of brothers.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
going to have a possibility of the terrorist attack, and several is in fashion right now. Women of this village are going to marry um, with people who are fighting in ISIS.
Yes. Yes. In ISIS. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that too. I put it up a little bit ago, but I took it down. But yeah, in Spain, in Ceuta, they arrested 2 guys. So
Yes,
yeah.
because we have two villages in Africa, and there
Uh-huh.
we are 49 provinces and
Yeah.
two autonomous villages.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we've used up our time, and we hit some of the major current events that are happening. So lots of stuff happening. Of course, ISIS is very much in the news every day. Different aspects of that. The elections in Greece, politics in China. We didn't even get to Russia or the Ukraine, but okay, lots of stuff happening. Hopefully, you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for coming to class, and I'll see you next time.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Take care.
Take care.